Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome to another Smite commentary. And this time around it is another Mastery 10, so the Diamond Mastery for, well, this time the Arachne. Doesn't matter what we do this game, we are definitely going to make her Mastery 10, because I'm at 999 worshippers out of 1000, so yeah, that is just going to be a very quick one. No, it doesn't really matter if we win or lose, I'm going to be Mastery 10 with the Arachne. Okay, I started off with boots. With Arachne, I'm not sure what is the best way to go about doing it. The attack speed boots are pretty good on her too, but in general I still like the power boots more than the other boots. I guess that's just the way I like to play almost every single physical. There aren't a lot where I feel like attack speed boots are more beneficial. There are a couple. I feel like with Hou Yi you get a lot out of it, since you can do a lot of damage with your mark that way. But you'll still lose some damage on your 1 and your ultimate, so yeah, not sure if it's worth it. But it doesn't matter too much. I wasn't sure entirely if I wanted to go Purification Beads or Aegis this game. As you can see on the opponent side, they do have a couple of CCs. You have the Loki ultimate, you have the Medusa ultimate if you look at her, and you have of course the Cabrakan. And especially the Cabrakan is kind of annoying in that regard, because you can use it quite often. It's not ult related. So if I'm laning against him, that can be an issue. So I just have to play it a little bit careful, I guess. But yeah. Looks like the spiders definitely do a lot of work though. Helping out clearing the buffs is very, very good use of the spiders. You always want to make sure that you place them before the game begins, so you'll have 4 spiders helping you out as you're getting it done. Just a little bit quicker. Also, Arachne is my most played god, on this account at least. Which is interesting, because you'll probably never ever see me, well, you won't see me play her an awful lot, but I played her a lot when she was, come on, just barely able to hit the Cabrakan with that stun. And my 1 on the Loki, just healing up, but that did a lot of damage. We do need to be a little bit careful, staying in between the minions. Looks like Bracer was used by our Freya. Just barely able to get that. And Freya is able to get the Loki before I'm picked up. That is very good for us. I think the Loki could have killed me. I was trying to hide behind minions, but it wasn't necessary anymore, since our Freya was able to get that thing going. But as for what we're against, they do have a couple of good slows, so I'll just pick up a Wingblade first. It's something that I like to pick up on Arachne a lot, since she has... she always needs to get close to her duo damage. And even though you can use your 3 to do that, which is pretty good, don't get me wrong, after that you don't really have an awful lot to get away. You can use your ultimate, that's about it. If you get slowed, you're kind of screwed, because you use your 3 already to engage. So by getting Wingblade, you can get that thing going as well as you need to retreat. And it's just a cheap amount of HP. It's 300 health for 1850, which is very, very cheap. So that can help you out a lot when you're dealing with those annoying, pesky gods that try to just kill you quickly. And since we're against 2 of them, Loki and Cabrakan, Loki and Fat Loki, having some additional health wouldn't hurt too much. Not at all. Let's see. Oh well, let's just heal up a little bit. But yeah, back to the point of me playing a lot of Arachne, or just having Arachne most played god on this account. It's because in the beta days, and I think it was maybe season 1, maybe season 2 as well, Arachne had a way different kit, and I liked that better. It was worse, don't get me wrong, it was worse, but it was a lot more fun. Loki ultimate forced out, that's actually very good for us. Pretty much for free as well, since he was the one engaging. But yeah, back to my point, she had a way different kit, her ultimate was a lot of fun, and that's one of the reasons why I played her a lot. Let's see, looks like they're still going for it. Can we go for the Cabrakan? He missed his stun, he hit my spider. And no, we can't get him. Oh, actually Freya can. If she Okay, she hit him. After she missed the first 2 shots, I kind of was wondering if she would get it or not. But yeah, no, Arachne had pull with her ultimate. It had 30 seconds cooldown as a base cooldown. And it was something like Sylvanas' pull, only twice as long and maybe even a little bit faster. So it was a lot of fun to just pull people in. She had a way different kit. She was worse than she is. I feel like the way she's now, she's way more of a burst character than she ever was. But I just liked the fact that you could pull people. It was just so much fun. For instance, in Assault, you could pull someone from out of range. Where they didn't even expect it. It outranges the normal basic attack for hunters, for instance. So that was a very good way to just kind of deal with them. Looks like Loki goes aggressive, and we will be able to pick him up. That's good. Looks like enemies are behind. 2 of them. Let's see if we can go for the Zeus. I kind of want to help out. Let's just go for the ultimate. Nice pickup by the Freya. Nice whoop as well. I couldn't really do anything about it. And looks like a Bracken will fall down on that one. We might be able to pick up the Zeus here too. Although I think he's a little bit too fast. We'll just grab the tower instead. I think that's way better to anyway, so always keep in mind the objectives. That's something that I'll see a lot that people like to chase, which to be fair I tend to do sometimes too. But in the end it all comes down to, can you get the Titan? Doesn't matter how you do it. If you can get it by killing every single of your opponents over and over and over again, that works. But you can also just do it by straight up getting a lot of objectives, get a lot of items and gold, and then killing them once, getting to the Titan. Also, if you're wondering why I left 1 minion at the red buff, that means that it won't respawn. Since it's on their side, it will kinda bug them a little bit, or bother them, since they have to kill that little one before the timer of the respawn will start. So that means it won't be up that quickly for them, because it's quite likely that they'll get it anyway the next time it spawns. So that will take it a little bit longer. That way I can kind of annoy them even more. Yeah, I think it's better that we push, since I do a lot of basic attack damage. I mean, even though Freya has the ADC, her tower push potential is just not really there. But unfortunately Loki and Bracken and Zeus are here. So I don't think we'll have the best... I can't believe that hit me. We don't have the best... Let's see, didn't hit the Loki unfortunately. We don't have the best, well, kill potential on them if they're outnumbering us. But that's fine. Freya did get forced into her ultimate, so she is a little bit vulnerable now. She's not that high on HP. I hate Zeus sometimes. Looks like Freya is fine. Loki already backed, at least hope so. But I can definitely go for the Zeus. Look at that damage. Yeah, I can definitely get him. Got him. See if we can dodge it. Looks like Aphrodite's here. No. Oh, I should have Aegis. That's my bad. Kind of was hoping she wouldn't hit me. I was a little bit too anxious. Or not anxious. A little bit too obvious going towards our Aphrodite. And the Medusa was able to hit the final 2 basic attacks. But yeah, I probably should have Aegis while walking towards the Aphrodite. That way she could have just used her ultimate afterwards or start healing, so the tick would immediately have hit me as I come out of my Aegis. But I'm not sure. It's always... I'm not sure... Still not sure if I would have survived if I did that though. Well, that's fine. I can get my item finished. And that will help me out a lot. It's again a little bit of movement speed, which is never a bad thing. Stone Cutting Sword is actually very good for Arachne. Especially if I'm maxing out my 2 instead of my 3. Something you can go for the 2, you can go for the 3. I like to go for the 2 sometimes because it's a lot of burst basic attack speed. And that way you can stun someone very quickly. Come on, does he die? Ah, he got away. I wasn't able to get the 3rd basic attack in to hit the Loki with. Otherwise he would have been slowed. And that slow would have been enough, or not slowed, would have been stunned. And that stun would have been enough to get at least another tower shot, and I definitely would have died then. Also would have meant 1 more basic attack worth of damage. And 1 more basic attack worth of penetration from my Stone Cutting Sword. That's a lot of damage by our Freya. Double stun. Decent damage on the Bracken. He uses Bracer. They have 2 braces. Oh, it's such an annoying relic. I really, really don't like Bracer. Let's see if we can get the Zeus. 1 more basic. And we get him. Took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but that's fine. We get the bracket. Well, there's no way he's getting out. There's a Loki somewhere here though. He might go for the mana. I'll just push up. I'm not really too scared for the Loki, since we're both kinda 1v1 gods, but I feel like Arachne is probably one of the better ones. Or one of the best to say. Let's make sure that we get him though. If he goes invisible, I can't fight him with my spiders. Yeah, as you can see, I can just track him down because of my spiders. And now his invisibility has worn off. And I'm too fast. Can just chase up to him. To be fair, if he was able to keep his distance long enough, then he could have used his invisibility again, and without my 3 I have no way of tracking him, so he probably would have gotten away. But since that wasn't the case, with the amount of additional movement speed I have, I was able to track him down. Without it, he would have gotten away still. I mean, I have 2 additional movement speed items with the stone cutting sword 10% and the wing blades 10%. So the 20% additional movement speed. And I still was just barely able to keep up with him while he used his invisibility. Oh well, let's do it again. Let's grab a couple of buffs. Let's see if they actually made sure they cleared the red buff. Looks like they did, it respawned, so that's good for us. And I'll just leave one little one behind again while grabbing the red buff. And I'll just back off. Since I don't have any mana, I don't really have anything to contribute to the next fight. I'll get an Executioner. That will help me. That will actually work quite well with the stone cutting sword. Get rid of a lot of their protections, and it's again a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of power, which is not bad at all to have. Will also allow me to get rid of that Kraken a little bit faster. So all in all, not a bad choice, I feel like. But I'm quite fat. I don't really think it matters too much what I build at this point. If I just play my cards properly. I mean, I haven't even been forced into my ultimate too much, or using my relics. It's just wasn't really necessary. Let's see if we can pick someone up though. Oh yeah, we can definitely pick her up now. Look at that. Oh, that was a nice, what's it called, decoy from the Loki. But nobody likes Loki, so we kill him first. Get that Aphrodite out. And we get the Kraken. If I hit my 3, yeah, I hit the 3 on the Medusa. I can definitely chase her down very, very easily. And again, nice whoop by the Freya. Able to just close that distance very, very quickly. That damage is just so much damage. Especially with my 2 activated. I mean, I have so much attack speed when I have it activated. I think I'll be at the cap at 2.5. No, 2.37. So almost at the attack speed cap when I activate my 2. Without a lot of attack speed items. I mean, Wingblade provides 10% and I think Executioner is 25%. And that's it. And I'm almost at the cap. So that's very, very nice. I think I'll go for Kins. Like I mentioned, doesn't really matter. I'm so far ahead. I can just destroy anything no matter what I build. There are a couple of options you can go for then. Go for a little bit more power so you'll shred them even more. You can also go for a little bit more of a defensive route. For instance, if I go for something like a Spirit Rope, I'll be able to survive very, very well against them. That's also a good option. It's not something I really want to go for, since I just want to play very aggressive against them. But yeah, it's definitely an option. Looks like the Zeus really wants to get me. But look at that damage. I mean, what is he going to do? Let's just use Aegis though. That tower shot will be a little bit too much for me to deal with. Oh crap. Yeah, don't really have anything against it anymore. Probably should have just backed. After I killed the minions in the tower, I probably should have just backed on the spot. Since my team told me they were incoming. I didn't know who was incoming, so I figured I would be able to at least run or avoid them. But it was Loki. And he went invisible at the right moment, because I didn't hear him go invisible. So that means that he used it from a proper distance. And that's actually a pretty good tactic by the Loki. I mean, when I hear him, I can just run away. Kind of bait out my time or just throw out my 3 to spot him. And if he doesn't surprise me, then I don't think... Well, at least I'll have an opportunity to fight him. Although being quite slim. But if I can hit him with my 1 and survive or not get hit by his 3 basic attack combo, which again is very unlikely, then I can survive. But I think we got this. They got the left side Phoenix while I was fighting on the right, so it's still worth it. And we do have a pretty good late game comp. I mean, Freya destroys. I already destroy him very, very quickly. Aphrodite only gets better as the game progresses, since her ultimate will last longer. I think it's 2 seconds at max rank. So that's a very good amount of duration for that immunity for everything. And of course, well, Vermana's not bad at all. He'll be more tanky once the game progresses, or just do a lot of more damage. I feel like he's probably not the best late game god though. To be fair, Arachne isn't either. Arachne doesn't really deal very well with high burst. But since I'm quite ahead, I mean at level 18, their highest is the Loki. Look at that Cabrakan. Doesn't really matter that you have anything like Bracer or Thorns, I just shred him. That was so much damage. See if we can get him. Nope, that's fine. We can just get the Titan instead. And it looks like we will be able to pick a victory. Not a bad one to play off as the final to get to Mastery 10. Actually kind of glad with that. It's I was kind of postponing it for such a long time. Because I felt like if I don't have a good game with her, it would feel quite bad. I mean, you have played her so much that you are at Mastery 10 with a specific god, and then you just get completely destroyed. Which, with Arachne, is possible depending on how the enemy's playing. Freya did so much damage. I did a decent amount too, but yeah, we annihilated them. To be fair, I don't feel like they have a bad comp at all, but I'm not sure about the Cabrakan Loki lane. I mean, I guess it can work if you can get it rolling. I mean, they did kill us both almost at the start, but the fact that they didn't kind of screwed them over since they both got picked up. We got first blood and another kill to add to that. So it was a little bit too much for them to deal with afterwards. I feel like that if they swapped it out a little bit, probably would have been better. Cabrakan Medusa and Loki Zeus or something like that. Because Loki Cabrakan has no clear whatsoever. The only clear they'll have is when Cabrakan 3's the wave. Or when Loki Decoy is maxed out, which I don't think he did. So they didn't really have a lot of wave clear. And even though Freya Arachne doesn't have much either, I feel like with Freya being able to group them up as the waves get to each other, we had just had a little bit better of wave clear. Not a whole lot better though. Ah well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. There are still a couple of gods I've got rank 9, so I'll have to see which one will be next, but I'm still off like 50 points with all of them, so we'll have to see which one gets closer the sooner. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have a request, please let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.